It is a Friday night in the TCL, and we are doing it Texas style. There is a live look at the Red Owl Boxing Arena in Houston, Texas, as the Houston Hitmen and the San Antonio Snipers open up their 2025 campaigns here in Week 3 of the TCL Team Boxing League. Hello again, everybody. Welcome into our MeritTV studios. Dave Bontempo, Justin Shackle, Bubba Jenkins on site over at Red Owl Arena in Houston, where we got a doubleheader here tonight, and we're getting started with two teams from Texas, and we know the reputation in Texas, it is all action. I think that's what we're going to be seeing tonight.
And I consider the theme of the whole series bite-sized dynamite, because everything you want is in one round. You get 24 results, and you get a lot of things for the internet age. People want instant and constant results, which is one thing. The boxing purists have a lot to be happy about because of the 10-9 rounds and a lot of boxers in it. So there is something here for everybody. I like to see boxing get its wild card spot in the sports realm.
There we go. We serve all audiences here on TCL Team Boxing League. So let's take you through some of the rules, the guidelines, the scoring system that you can expect here, and we'll refresh you as we go along throughout our two events tonight. Like Dave said, every bout, or every event, we should say, 24 individual 3-minute rounds. That means a fighter has a chance to make their mark for their team, get points for their team over 3 minutes, whether it's due to the judge's decision on the scorecards or via a stoppage. And there is how the scoring system works. You could have a 10-9 decision if you leave it into the hands of the judges. A knockdown is a 10-8 score for your team. 2 knockdowns or a stoppage is a 10-7 score for your teams. And those 24 rounds, they're split into thirds. We begin with the launch rounds, rounds 1 through 8. The middle rounds, 9 through 16. And then the money rounds, rounds 17 to 24. So every fighter has the potential for possibly 2, maybe even 3 rounds in a particular event, but we know they are all going to be in one specific 3-minute round. And when you have these guidelines here, the mindset of a fighter, in your opinion, is what?
Well, A, you've got the cheering from your teammates. You have a lot on the line besides yourself. B, as we'll see with some of the fighters here, they are going to fight more than once, so there's an adjustment period. What happened after the first time I fought? What am I going to do differently the second time? I think there's a lot of pressure for the people coming right off the bat. Hey, you're first. Get on the board for us.
What I love here between San Antonio and Houston, you have 2 boxing hotbeds in the state of Texas, and we see a lot of these fighters on each team training together, going to the same gyms. They also, from a human perspective, have some interesting stories. Let's take a look at the launch round lineup that you're going to be seeing here right out of the gate between Houston and San Antonio. And David, I wonder what matchup sticks out to you the most with rounds 1 through 8?
Well, I'm starting with Melissa Parker because she's possibly going to fight twice, and she's heavily favored. You know, in the women's division, coaches have told us there is more of a talent gap than in the men's division. So if you have a dominant woman on your team, you're looking for a stoppage. You're looking for at least 2 wins, because that's where you think the scoring disparity can help you. Melissa Parker is first off the bat with the expectations of her team.
So Melissa Parker will be involved in the launch rounds. Let's take a look at the money rounds. These are rounds 9 through 16, and you see some names there. What jumps out at you here, David?
Well, you got Bates and Torres, and also Adrian Taylor, who's coming down. He was a heavyweight. Now he's coming down 1 division less, and that may serve him, according to his coach. It's like sort of an inside idea that, you know, he may make some noise tonight. So Adrian Taylor could be somebody to watch.
There's a female super lightweight battle there between Latia Williams and Samantha Ginnathan that I think you should circle on as well on your bout sheet. All right, the money rounds. Rounds 17 through 24. This is where you can separate yourself from your opponent. What do you like about these matchups?
Now you deal with intangibles. You can look at that lineup, but it's going to come down to heart. It's going to come down to what you have left. How much have you spent in either the launch or the middle rounds to get where you had to go? It has to do with your mindset. There's much more of that in the money rounds. So no matter how you look at it, no matter what lineup you have, think one big thing with the money rounds: intangibles.
Money rounds are coming up a little bit later. The launch rounds are straight ahead after this break. We're going to take a break and come back. And when we do, it'll be the season debuts of the Houston Hitmen and the San Antonio Snipers. Stick with us.
Get ready for a Saturday doubleheader. 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 First, Brenda the Brown Bomber Hernandez in the Las Vegas Hustle Clash with Tony the Hulk Johnson in the Nashville Smash.
Oh, big shot!
Then, Gustavo the Cuban Assassin Trujillo in the Miami Assassins face off against Doc Robinson and the Atlanta Attack.
Oh my goodness, what a fight!
Las Vegas versus Nashville, then Miami, Atlanta, tomorrow night at 7 on MeritTV.
I'm a 79-year-old power lifter. I set 4 state records for New York State for my age bracket. I set a national record on the deadlift. And I found for me, my body adapts better eating healthier food, putting better things in me. I take Balance of Nature because I've seen the benefits for me. I'm reaping the benefit of this product. There's no question in my mind. Otherwise, I wouldn't take it. Forget about it.
Get 35% off your first set as a preferred customer. Claim this offer by using discount code.
The millennial generation was turned into a science experiment for the sake of enriching big pharma, big ag, and big food. It is devastating us and our children. Human breast milk now contains thousands of microplastics. If you need formula, you can't find it without inflammatory seed oils or soy. Parents have to order it and buy it from Europe. Does this all seem overwhelming to you? Good. This is what the American mom deals with every day.
Values 2024 is responsible for the contents of this advertisement.
Balance of Nature is a proud partner of the Total Combat League, and as a preferred customer, get 35% off your first set when you use code FIGHT. Go to balanceofnature.com or call today. We are ready to go. It's the season debut for the Houston Hitmen and the San Antonio Snipers. Without further ado, let's get inside the ring with Christian Schmidt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the team that comes to us all the way from the Alamo City. From retired U.S. Army Master Sergeant with 3 tours of duty and combat, A.C. Bryant's San Antonio Snipers. Introducing first, former world title challenger, Featherweight, Leanne Chingona Smith. Multi-time national champion and former U.S. Olympian, Featherweight Island Houston hero, Williams. Lightweight, Sean Bates. Lightweight, Frenchie El Hodon Saya. Welterweight, Charles Garner. Junior middleweight, Keith K.P. Thug Smith. Former Texas light heavyweight champion middleweight, Corey Snapback God. Heavyweight, Zachary Spillifer, Derquita Ruiz. Super lightweight, Laisha Williams. Welterweight, Frank Brown Jr. Super middleweight, Bryce Blackwell. Cruiserweight, Adrian Taylor. Heavyweight, Gareth Payton. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 San Antonio Snipers.
You know, both coaches last week were here, A.C. Bryant and Austin Trout, telling us how they train their fighters for this. Very interesting how they, if you want to fight for one round, they try to throw 5 guys at you for a couple minutes, see if you can go beyond your training.
Now let's welcome your Houston Hitmen. From former WBA light middleweight champion and current BKFC welterweight champion Austin, no doubt Trouse, Houston Hitman. Former NABFIBO Bantamweight champion Featherweight Melissa Labastia Parker. Featherweight Martel Menace Washpun. Multi-time national champion and former Olympic alternate. Lightweight Isaac Torres. Lightweight James the Fresh Prince Boom. Current ABO welterweight champion Todd Louisiana Lion Manuel. Junior middleweight Renyard Ali Talib Jr. Middleweight Kasuma Cash Yakubu. Heavyweight Tavares Bear Burns. Featherweight Miranda La Alacrana Reyes. Multi-time national champion and former Olympic alternate lightweight Isaac Torres. Multi-time national champion super lightweight Samantha Ginnathan. WBA Continental USA champion and WBC USNBC champion welterweight Quentin Quick Draw Randall. Super middleweight Jaden Franklin Britton. Cruiserweight Michael El Bandido Coronado. And WBA Latino champion heavyweight Nashi Dominican Dynamite Aguilera. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Houston Hitmen.
Well, the launch rounds are moments away from beginning. You heard the introductions for both lineups for Houston and San Antonio. And up first will be Melissa Parker for the Houston Hitmen and Leanne Calderon for the San Antonio Snipers. That's going to be taking place at 126 pounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the launch rounds. First up in the 118-pound division, we do have from the San Antonio Snipers, Leanne La Chingona Calderon. She is taking on, from the Houston Hitmen, Melissa Parker.
Make your case.
No sitting around, no waiting. Two fighters come in for 3 minutes, then they get out. We learn their fates immediately. Two more fighters get in. We're about to get going here, rounds 1 through 8. There you see on your screen Leanne Calderon, the Snipers wearing the orange trunks, the Houston Hitmen in the red trunks. So we get started with some bantamweight action. Here we go as the season opened up for two Texas franchises here at TCL Team Boxing League.
And you notice that clock. Most women's rounds in boxing are 2 minutes. We're seeing a lot of 3-minute rounds special for this league. Women wanted it. They've wanted it all throughout boxing, and they get it.
Both fighters trying to find their distance here within these 3 minutes. And a good overhand right from Calderon, 37 years of age, out of Boston. This is her second TCL season. Both fighters in their second TCL seasons.
You learn a lot from your first time through. And with Calderon here, now, if it stays like this, she'll be trying to get a lead right hand and a double left hook, keep her lead foot outside the lead foot of her opponent. And that's how they draw it up. But with the speed of what's happening in the ring, it doesn't always happen quite like that for you.
And Melissa Parker with the white trunks for Houston, the southpaw stance, 38 years of age, originally from Brooklyn, now training in Spring, Texas, just outside of Houston. She has a 5-5 career record in TCL boxing, including going 2-0 last week for Las Vegas. She switched teams. Calderon, meanwhile, she competed in season 1 of the TCL, went 2-6, but took off last year after giving birth to her daughter.
Seeing Parker starting to assert herself a little bit, just subtly taking an edge with the aggression.
Parker's been the come-forward fighter for Houston.
And Calderon now pushing her punches out. Perhaps fatigue an issue for her. The snap hasn't been there in the last 30 seconds or so. And as a result, we're seeing Parker go through her.
And the punches from Calderon slowing down considerably here. Parker with a chance to capitalize over the final 40 seconds of this opening round. And the Houston Hitmen guided by Austin Trout. San Antonio by A.C. Bryant III.
Couple of real good guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
To the league.
I don't know about you. Did A.C. Bryant come bearing gifts last week in the studio? Did you get some Snipers apparel?
I was going to keep that quiet.
Okay.
But he liked it when I told him I thought his team was a team to beat.
A.C.'s very giving. We got shirts, jackets, hats. End of the opening contest here in the launch rounds. And Melissa Parker may have squeaked that out. We're going to find out in moments before the next two fighters jump in.
I think she did enough, especially in the last minute of the fight.
Taking a look at some of the action from the first round.
This is where she countered.
So that's a 10-9 round for Melissa Parker and the Houston Hitmen. And Houston jumps out to the early lead.
Fighting out of the Highland, Williams from the San Antonio Snipers. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, representing the Houston Hitmen, Martel Washburn.
All right, two featherweights going at it. Martel Washburn, who you see on your screen in the white trunks for Houston, and Hyland Williams, the 34-year-old featherweight, his second TCL season. Same for Washburn. Hyland Williams has a 2-inch height advantage. Lives and trains in Houston.
That would be good for him to utilize and stick out that jab. Try to keep his opponent on the end of it. 2 inches is not bad. And if you move properly with your footwork, you can make it look like more. And we'll watch the coaches tell us a lot about telling the fighters to break up the 3-minute rounds into 3 one-minute mini contests. So try to get a sense of where you are in the first minute, try to do damage in the second minute, and try to finish strong.
That is one thing that does jump out at you when you take a look at the rhythm of rounds, the ebbs and flows. It does kind of feel like it goes minute by minute.
Yeah, they've been told that by their coaches, break it up, because from the scoring perspective, you know, you have decisions to make about what's working for you and what's an adjustment period. Now, also keep an eye. Once in a while, fighters get away with this, but they're smart to stay off the ropes. It's a hard scoring area. It's hard to convince the judges you're being offensive.
And Highland Williams competing here for San Antonio in the orange trunks. Martel Washburn for Houston in the white trunks. And these two fighters, they are not going to appear later on in the money round. So this is it for them. This is their only chance to kind of make the mark for their teams.
And you see what happens when your opponent moves for Williams. Now all of a sudden that jab is coming up a little bit short.
Williams has been a pro since 2008. He has a traditional boxing record of 16-6-1. He's been in the ring with some championship quality fighters. Yuri Gamboa, Rancis Barthelemy. He's a member of the Texas Boxing Hall of Fame already. Final 30 seconds here in our featherweight battle.
And this is really interesting because these guys haven't done much. This would be the boxing equivalent of a low-scoring game. Now, who's going to make one statement?
Yeah, these final 15 seconds, they could be precious if one of these fighters steps foot on the gas. Well, Dave, that's probably as tough a round that you could probably score in TCL Team Boxing League.
Yes, and you could see a split round between three different judges with that. You have Williams was on the outside looking aggressive, but not always effective. So the judges have to decide if they like the fact that he took the initiative or not.
We'll make this one official in a matter of moments.
Round number 2 goes to the San Antonio Snipers, 10-9.
So a 10-9 round for Highland Williams in San Antonio. We're notched up at 10, 2 matches in.
Yeah, that was good positioning by Williams, and that enabled him to get the contest.
The San Antonio Snipers, Sean Bates. And across the ring, here's our opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing the Houston Hitmen, Isaac Torres.
Well, Isaac Torres and Sean Bates, two TCL veterans. Torres in the white trunks for Houston in his second season. Bates is in his third season. And he looks like the more built fighter right now, entering our third round of the evening. 23 years of age, nicknamed Bad Boy.
Yeah, and this has the potential to be an all-out brawl. One of the reasons I mentioned it is a fight to watch.
Good right hand gets through from Sean Bates. And he's worked the body well as well, David.
Yes, he has, and he slipped that nice right hand behind the jab that did not come all the way back. Exquisite timing by him to get that in.
Isaac Torres, 10 years older than the taller Sean Bates. And some good action here in this lightweight contest.
Yeah, and when you mention that, this is a perfect spot for a fighter 10 years older. Hey, only one round. That's an equalizer.
Now you have one fighter just starting their regular pro boxing career in Bates. Torres has been around. He's 10-1-1 as a pro. Was an alternate for Team USA at the 2012 London Games. And Torres is just having a tough time closing the distance on Sean Bates. Look how comfortable he is in there.
Yeah, moving laterally, flicking out the stick. But see, there he still leaned and almost got caught. But it's so much to break an opponent down. Your first job is to get inside, and then you have to have the presence of mind to punch.
Will Sean Bates continue to incorporate this style, or will he turn on the jets here and look for a stoppage with a minute to go? Another good body shot by Sean Bates for San Antonio. He's the taller fighter here at 135 pounds.
Now going southpaw for just a second to initiate a tie-up. And I wonder if the judges will look at this as a duplicate of the positioning that Williams had in winning his fight, because you've got Bates here on the outside controlling the tempo.
He's doing it with a quality jab. Some impactful shots, though, landing by Isaac Torres inside 15 seconds to go. And that body work continues from Sean Bates throughout these 3 minutes. Good round between Bates and Torres. Let's take a look at a replay from that last sequence here in this one.
Yeah, you see Bates on the outside coming in, missing over the top, but good inside work, and then the positioning there for Bates could be the difference for him if he gets it.
Let's find out from Christian Schmidt.
Round number 3 goes to San Antonio, Sean Bates. Making the total score, San Antonio 29, Houston 28. Next up, the following contest is set to take place in the 135-pound division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner and representing the San Antonio Snipers, Frenchy Fortunado Saya. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner and representing the Houston Hitmen, James Earl.
So it's Earl and Fortunato at 135 pounds, lightweight division. Second straight fight we have lightweight action, and we have taller lightweights here in the ring. James Earl for Houston in the white trunks. He's 5'10", and Frenchy Fortunato is 5'9". Again, pretty tall for 135 pounders.
Yeah, a good left hook to start it off.
Earl's in his 3rd season here at the TCL. He's gone 10-7 in his career. He faced Fortunato last year and won a 9-8 round, according to the judges.
Well, you could have that with a couple of opposing knockdowns to take some points away. One of the things about this league is you get to scout opponents. I fought him last year. You hear the whispers about how the person's working out, and you might even see them at the workouts, and you're adjusting yourself bout to bout.
Fortunato trying to come over the top with that overhand right. Earl doing a good job jabbing off the back foot.
Now, where you see where Earl's left hand is, you could be setting a trap if you're good enough, but you have to be lightning fast because you know your opponent is going to jump on that and try to throw the right hand.
Yeah, Fortunato in the orange trunks. He resides in California, but he's originally from Santo Domingo in the DR, and he's always trying to showcase the Dominican skills, the style he has. He's a 15-2 record holder in traditional boxing. Just over a minute to go here in round 4 as we take a look at what's going on in the on-deck circle for the Houston Hitmen. It's Todd Emanuel. He's going to be in a fight with Charles Garner. San Antonio trying to add to its lead here as we are just getting started in the launch rounds.
A little bit of showmanship here.
Fortunato coming clean with an overhand right. And that is a knockdown. Earl went to the canvas.
That's huge in a short fight. That is monumental. So he kept it going. He felt good. He was showcasing, and then he scored a knockdown.
What can Fortunato do to potentially add here to a 10-8 round? Again, these two will not be squaring off in the money rounds. And Fortunato now going to work on the body. Coming back upstairs with the right hand. Another left. And Fortunato digging in like Earl's a heavy bag. Big check right hook. That's how you put on a show for San Antonio. Frenchie Fortunato catching some rhythm.
And 10-8 will be huge. In a one-round fight, boom, there it is. Knockdown called. Doesn't have to be a terrific shot, but if the gloves touch the canvas, knockdown, and in a one-round fight, that is big, and that opens up a margin for San Antonio.
Number 4 goes to San Antonio, Johnny Frenchie Saya. The following contest is set to take place in the 148-pound division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner and representing the San Antonio Snipers, Charles Garner. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner and representing the Houston Hitman, Don Manuel.
So here we go with welterweight action. Charles Garner for San Antonio, Todd Manuel for Houston, as San Antonio has built a 39-36 edge here in the launch rounds.
It's like winning a fight twice to score a knockdown. You get a 10-7, it's like winning 3 fights.
Both fighters in their second TCL seasons. And right away, Garner trying to get right in the face of Todd Manuel. Close range action here.
These guys want phone booth warfare to start this out. Going to grapple for position.
Garner's fighting orthodox. He's a 31-year-old southpaw, again in the orange trunks. Manuel's in the white trunks for Houston.
Manuel with some good work on the inside, body shots.
David, both fighters looking like they're allergic to the jab here.
It's one of the rules. They thought they saw something. The jab is outlawed in Texas.
Historically speaking, Texas judges are, I guess, persuaded by action, controllable action, effective aggression. And again, with just 3 minutes to showcase your skills, it's the decision you have to make here in the TCL. And I'll be curious to see if that's a slip or a knockdown, and it is ruled a slip.
Very curious to see both fighters coming out and deciding to fight like this, because you can smother yourself when you're trying to get your best shots off, and then you have to worry about, can the judges see what you're doing when the view is obscured? But what they're trying to do is get positioned for one big shot.
Garner doing some serious body work here on Todd Manuel as his teammate looks on in the on-deck circle. And Charles Garner finding a rhythm here with just over a minute to go in round number 5.
And from the way he's fighting now, it looked like he set the early part to get his positioning and his footwork and his distance to do this. Now, he may feel that he's built up a lead and he's going to kill a little bit of clock.
Manuel still trying to go to work here on Charles Garner, the 32-year-old welterweight for the Houston Hitmen. He's the pure definition of a journeyman, a pro career that began in his hometown in Louisiana at age 17. And at this point in his career, where he's gone 23-23-1, Manuel pretty much says, have fight, we'll travel. He'll go anywhere for a fight. And a large portion of this Houston Hitman roster, they all train at Main Street Boxing Gym in Houston. A famous gym in Space City as this round comes to a close.
Well, a very good fight for Garner. What about that slip knockdown? Here's a good look at it. One of the bigger moments in the fight. Well, he pushed him down. And that's why it was ruled that had there been a punch right there, the knockdown would have been called. So push aided, no call.
Round number 5 goes to the San Antonio Snipers, Charles Garner. 10-9, making the total San Antonio 49, Houston 45. This round is brought to you by Balance of Nature, Proud Health Supplement of TCL. The Featherweight contest is set to take place in the 154-pound division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner and representing the San Antonio Snipers, Keith KP Thug Smith. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner and representing the Houston Hitman, Rainer Talib Jr.
So with the Snipers ahead 49-45, we get to see some junior middleweight action with Keith Smith for San Antonio in the orange trunks and Rainer Talib Jr. for Houston. And Houston needs to make a move here.
And this comes into the team concept now. San Antonio was on a run. The enthusiasm, the teammates, everybody's in a type of a wave, as it happens in other team sports when you really get hot. So for Houston, can they find a stopper here?
San Antonio's won 4 straight rounds since Leanne Calderon opened it up with a 10-9 loss to Melissa Parker. Leanne is Keith Smith's wife. So you have husband and wife competing on the same roster here for the San Antonio Snipers. This is Smith's first season in TCL action. 31 years of age.
Well, a lot is going right for San Antonio. 5 points that they've stacked up, including that 10-8.
And a quick reminder, we saw Charles Gardner with a 10-9 win in his round over Todd Manuel. Those two will meet back up in the money rounds, just like the 2 men you see in the ring right now, Keith Smith and Rainer Talib. Talib in the white trunks, Smith in the orange, as San Antonio is up by 4 points here in the launch rounds.
Manuel's been trying to bully his opponent. Talib.
1 minute to go here in round number 6. This has been competitive, and these two picking up the pace here. Talib digging toward the body, coming back upstairs with the left hand. These have been some quality shots from the Houston Hitmen. Junior middleweight, Rainer Talib Jr.
They finally were able to get a little space for themselves and open up. And this has been a theme. Tie up, tie up, tie up, open up. Then tie up again.
More action on the ropes. Final 20 seconds of round 6.
See, what these guys have done with this is basically shorten the fight. Try to make a couple of bursts, stand up.
Which sequence from which fighter will catch the judges' attention most? We are not done yet tonight at 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central. TCL Boxing's back at it as the Dallas Enforcers take on the Boston Butchers here at Red Owl Boxing in Houston, Texas. Stay tuned to MeritTV for all the action.
And round number 6 goes to the Houston Hitmen, Rainer Talib Jr. Totaling the score, San Antonio 59, so Houston 55. This round is brought to you by Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place for recovery and self-discovery. The following contest is set to take place in the 161-pound division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing the San Antonio Snipers, Corey Snapback Cad. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, representing the Houston Hitmen, Kalami Yakubu.
Well, so far, I've agreed with every decision judges have made here, and that was a tough one, the last one, but the decisive fighting on the inside was the difference.
And it's now a 3-point lead for San Antonio as Houston gets one back, courtesy of Reynard Talib. Here it's Kasimo Yakubu in the white trunks, the 36-year-old, originally from Ghana. He's taking on Corey Cad, who always seems like he's in a 50-50 fight here in TCL action. This is his third season, 5-7 overall.
And he gained an award from the TCL for his great work in the community, going to jails to preach against gun violence. So his accomplishments in that area are going to live on long after his boxing days, and he's looked up to for those things.
Seventh round of the launch round section. One more to go. There you see the fighters in the on-deck circle. And that's a look at Trevoris Barnes for the Houston Hitmen. He's going to be taking on Zachary Spiller. Some heavyweight action to close out the launch rounds. And Corey Cad is launching right hands near the face of Kasimo Yakubu. Cad is 6'2", middleweight. Born and raised in San Antonio. Now fighting for his hometown team in TCL Team Boxing League.
On the outside, Cad doing good work.
Let him go. Stop, stop, stop.
The two tall junior middleweights. Cad specifically at 6'2", and he closes the difference, and the judge tees off. There's the strategy for the 34-year-old.
Did the counter punching, you wait, and then you try to take advantage of the opportunity that you have. May only be a few, but each one matters a lot.
Good counter right by Cad as he gets back inside. Second to last round in the launch rounds. Coming down to a close at the Red Owl Arena.
Cad got some good shots in and was able to stay away from a big counter.
Round number 7 goes to San Antonio Snipers, Corey Cad, 10-9. Making the total score, San Antonio 68, Houston 64. The following contest is set to take place in the 205-pound plus division. Introducing first, fighting on the blue corner and representing San Antonio Snipers, Zachary Spiller. And across the ring, his opponent fighting on the red corner, representing the Houston Hitman, Trevoris Barnes.
Eighth and final round in the launch rounds between Houston and San Antonio. The Snipers have a 4-point lead as two heavyweight southpaws get ready to rumble in a very small ring, Dave.
Yes, and that should open up some power opportunities. Not to mention the idea that being the last fight in the launch round, the middle rounds, or the money round, there's a lot more motivation because you're taking it to break. You're establishing how your team will do when they get through the segment.
And these two fighters are going to come back in the money rounds later as well. So a chance to put an exclamation point on this launch round segment for your team and also potentially affect the layout of the money rounds.
Send a message for later, everything.
See Barnes trying to whip around with a right hand. 6'1" southpaw from Mississippi. It's his second TCL season. Zachary Spiller's making his TCL debut. He is a 6'4", 31-year-old out of St. Louis. 5-0 as a pro heavyweight with 4 knockouts, though he was slowed by a knee injury that he suffered in the falls, trying to get back here with the San Antonio Snipers.
You know, we talk about pro fighters coming in here and then trying to adjust to this 3-minute format, and they are not blitzing through the competition the way some thought that they would.
You know, within the TCL rules, for TCL rookies, you almost have to wonder how quickly will they buy in to the team concept, because AC Bryant, the head coach for San Antonio, he said it in the past, sometimes it's not about winning every round that you're in. Sometimes you have to learn how to not give up as many points.
Yes, especially if you're sitting on a big lead for your team. You don't want to get stopped because that costs them 3. There's a lot of coaches having to manage the lineup. That's important.
Good left hand on a 1-2 combo by Trevorris Barnes. He's in the white trunks for Houston. They're trying to close the distance here as the launch rounds come to a conclusion with this heavyweight battle. No, Spiller's obviously the bigger heavyweight, but Barnes has done a good job probably closing in that distance a little bit better than Spiller.
Especially in the last minute. This started out as something where Spiller was doing what he wanted. But the last minute is the sprint that gets you to the wire, and Barnes has figured out a lot.
He's been able to land some punches here, an effective 1-2 combo on the tall and large Zach Spiller. It'll be intriguing how these two adjust for their matchup later on in the money rounds, as the launch rounds come to a conclusion here. And we'll get the judge's decision in a matter of moments.
And round number 8 goes to San Antonio Snipers 10-9. Zachary Spiller making the total at the end of the launch rounds. 78 San Antonio Snipers to 64 for the Houston Hitmen.
78-73, San Antonio has the lead after a dominant launch round portion at the Owl's Nest in Houston. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. This is TCL Team Boxing League.
I got charged for a stolen vehicle.
Time in jail. Witness the unfiltered reality of life on the inside. Then it's the ultimate showdown on the streets. Cops Reloaded.
Get on the ground!
Jail and Cops Reloaded. Weekdays starting at 4 Eastern on Dr. Phil's MeritTV.
I was drinking every day.
I was hooked on oxys.
My husband turned into someone I didn't recognize.
The addiction crisis. Worse than a pandemic, we have a growing epidemic. There are approximately 20 alcohol and drug-related deaths per hour every single day. Addiction is a disease. Like any other disease, it may have serious harmful effects and may lead to death if left untreated.
Introducing Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and rediscovery. We understand the unique challenges men face in their journey to recovery. Set on 38 private acres, our state-of-the-art facility offers a safe, supportive environment for healing and growth. Our team of dedicated professionals specializes in evidence-based treatment, providing our patients with the tools to overcome addiction and achieve long-term sobriety. If you or a loved one needs to make a change, call us today at 386-423-4540 or visit us online at serenityspringsrecovery.com and reclaim your life.
You were tortured as a child.
My mother taught me how to be a very good liar without any conscience.
This was a homicide masquerading as a suicide.
Total Combat League Boxing is brought to you by Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and self-discovery. We are getting set for the middle rounds over in Houston, Texas. It is the season debut for the San Antonio Snipers and the Houston Hitmen, and that was a dominant launch round performance by the San Antonio Snipers. They take it 6 rounds to 2. Wonder, where do you think they separated themselves and made that exclamation point in the launch rounds?
They really did it in the final minute of most of the fights. AC Bryant had talked about being able to break the fight down round by round. They hit an accelerator in many of these fights, and the last minute of the fight, they would swell and all. They really did a great job.
They also focused on attacking the body, which was very impressive. Let's go over to Bubba Jenkins in Houston. He is inside the ring as we get ready for the middle rounds. And Bubba, what stood out to you from the first 8 rounds of this fight?
Well, my view is that Houston has got to do a better job of getting into this fight. They're home. They got a good crowd here. A lot of people showing up a little bit late, but just like Houston, they're getting started a little bit late. San Antonio was jumping on them first to the punch, and they're last to the punch. They're a little bit aggressive. We're getting a little bit of complaining from the Houston coaches, wanting them to, not wanting them to box a little bit more, less MMA, more boxing. But, I like to see it how I like to see it. Nonetheless, San Antonio's got a great lead, and Houston's got to get in this.
Interesting to hear that perspective and what you're hearing from the corner of the Houston coaches as we take a look at what was transpired in the launch rounds. And there you saw it. Look, Houston won the opening bout thanks to Melissa Parker, a 10-9 round there at Bantamweight. And then it was all snipers. Reynard Talib Jr., as we take a look at the highlights from the launch rounds, he was the only other member of the Houston Hitmen to win their respective round. And as we take a look, Sean Bates, Isaac Torres, this is where I think San Antonio, Dave, started setting the tempo that they wanted in rounds 1 through 8.
Yeah, this was the 3rd fight of the night, and after it had been evened up, we saw that Bates was able to come through with a 10-round victory. And then it was 10-8 in the fight after this, the knockdown, which changed a lot of momentum and set Houston up to a deficit, put San Antonio out to a lead. Right there.
So San Antonio with a sizable 78-73 lead. Let's see if Houston can get back into this as we take a look at the middle round lineups. And a fighter that a lot of people had circled is in the ring, ready to go at 176 pounds. That is Houston's Miranda Reyes. And she will be taking on Jennifer Ruiz. This is round 9, the start of the middle rounds. Again, a TCL boxing event comprised of 24 individual 3-minute rounds. The 24 rounds split into thirds. We're starting the middle rounds.
We have fighting out of the blue corner representing the San Antonio Snipers, Jennifer Tarquita Ruiz. And across the ring, her opponent fighting out of the red corner representing the Houston Hitmen, Miranda Reyes.
Probably some extra pressure on Reyes here. With the team down, expectations of her starting them off on a winning track. This is a very significant bout for Houston.
Can Miranda Reyes set the tone for the Houston Hitmen and provide a little bit of a cushion? There she provides no cushion with a sharp left hand, just seconds into the middle rounds. Again, Reyes in the white trunks, Ruiz in the orange trunks for San Antonio.
Yeah, so much for coming up big. Now you have to first survive and then try to win.
And you can tell early on, Reyes is going to mean business. She's not wasting any time. If she has an opening, she's going to try and unleash a power shot. And now Ruiz fighting back.
Good skills on the inside by Reyes, making the most of every body shot opportunity she's had.
Miranda Reyes in her first season in TCL action. These two will square off a little bit later on in the money rounds. And Ruiz with a good connection. Reyes answered it back with a counter. And we might have some blood up from the nose of Jennifer Ruiz. Reyes originally from El Paso, Texas. She now lives in Houston. She fought Caroline Dubois for the world title last year at Wembley Arena in London. Came up just short. And she's going to be competing in multiple weight classes here in TCL action.
Excellent work on the inside again. You see, there's nothing to keep Ruiz off. So she can glide in, set up shop, and land those punitive punches on the inside.
A good 1-2 combo out of the clinch by Jennifer Ruiz. Slowly but surely, she's keeping herself in this round. There's a good combo from Ruiz as Reyes is leaving herself open here in the final seconds of this opening round. The question will be, which fighter had the better 90 seconds? Was it the front end from Miranda Reyes or the back end from Jennifer Ruiz? What do you think, Dave? As we take a look at the shot, and that led to the blood coming down the nose of Jennifer Ruiz.
This started it off early. Great shot, the hook coming out of the clinch on the inside, and then she jumped into action and tried to get a quick knockout for her team. Didn't quite happen, but the judges will remember that.
Round number 9 goes to the Houston Hitmen, Miranda Reyes. That makes the total score San Antonio 87, Houston 83. This round is brought to you by Climax Moonshine Fire 32. Known to bring the heat. The following contest is set to take place in the 135-pound division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing the San Antonio Snipers, Sean Bates. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner and representing the Houston Hitman, Isaac Torres.
So we saw these two compete in the launch rounds. They were round number 3. Here they are round number 10. As they square off in the middle rounds with Houston cutting into the San Antonio lead, who is up by 4.
Now it's going to be interesting to see what adjustments we make with each fighter, because Bates prevailed on the outside in that first matchup of these fighters. Able to stay behind a school jab. He controlled the positioning on the floor, so it looked like he was in his office.
With the taller lightweight, Sean Bates, the 23-year-old out of Simi, California. As you take a look at Samantha Ginnathan, who is a money round fighter, she is in the on-deck circle for Houston. So can Isaac Torres continue this trend for Houston? What did he learn in his first 3 minutes with Sean Bates?
He hasn't been able to apply anything yet on that. There's the looping right hand he tried. But first, he has to slip that jab. If he slips the jab, he can get inside and do what you just saw him do there. Otherwise, he's launching from far out. The Bates just missing on the big shot attempt. And Torres is trying to time the jab here and score instantly.
Right now, it's a code that Torres can't crack, and it looks like a low blow. And Torres will be given some time here. But you're right, Dave. Sean Bates is using that jab just enough.
Yeah, he Keeping it on the outside. Torres is trying to do the work to get in. You can see how he's changed since the first fight, but just not quite enough yet. He's closer. He's missing by less than the first fight.
These two putting it through some good exchanges here in the final minute. Not all the shots landing, though. Isaac Torres may have to pick it up, and a two-punch combo gets through the guard of Isaac Torres. Sean Bates perhaps scoring some points there with that sequence.
Yeah, he's been the smooth boxer in this fight, and it's probably going to carry over again for him. He's been the one getting off first.
Good close-range uppercut from Sean Bates. Bates, the more fluid fighter here in this 135-pound contest. Can he pick up more points for his San Antonio Snipers? We'll find out in a moment.
Bates did what he wanted a lot from the outside. It was a better effort coming at him from Torres, who made some adjustments. Question is, was he able to do enough? It is still formidable to try and get inside against him.
Round number 10 goes to the San Antonio Snipers, making the total score San Antonio 97, Houston 92. The following contest is set to take place in the 140-pound division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing San Antonio, Letya Williams. And across the ring, her opponent, fighting out of the red corner and representing the Houston Hitmen, Samantha Ginnathan.
So with San Antonio back up by 5, 97-92, you're going to be seeing a stalwart in the Houston lineup, Samantha Ginnathan, go down to the floor. A knockdown by Letya Williams in the opening seconds.
Boy, is San Antonio on a roll.
Wow. What else are we going to see with 2:40 to go?
A lot of time to work with here.
And Letya Williams teeing off on Samantha Ginnathan. This is not what Houston had expected here. And I don't know how many people expected the 34-year-old from Georgia and Letya Williams to come out and make her mark in women's boxing. She only began boxing 3 years ago. She took up boxing in her mid-30s, and last year, as a 34-year-old, advanced to the National Amateur Championships.
Boy, that is drive to start it at that age and to make that accomplishment. But it is all rolling San Antonio's way. Yeah, and then she has to think about being greedy a little bit here. If you get an early knockdown, there might be some more on the bone. You might be able to get more.
Ginnathan went 9-2 in TCL action last year. I don't think she was in with an opponent with the type of punch output of Letya Williams. This is arguably the most impressive performance of the entire night so far, David.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to make a knockdown like that and then continue to look smooth, and she's almost had opportunities to follow up on that. She's looking for it. That was an explosive shot.
Minute to go. Good punch lands from Ginnathan. And Letya Williams takes it no problem, showing off the chin as well. Oh, Williams closing the gap, now trying to go to work.
Yeah, and you have to talk about the adrenaline and the momentum that kicks in after a knockdown, because you might want to spend some time trying to set a trap, set your opponent up, or you might just let all hands loose because of the emotion that is going on in there. It's not an X's and O's sport.
Ginnathan trying to come back here, final 30 seconds. She's staring down the battle of a 10-8 round. Look, the depth pool in women's boxing is not as deep as men's. That's no secret. And when you could find a hidden talent like Latia Williams, that's a big get for AC Bryant in San Antonio.
And we talked about that at the top of the show, how all the coaches are looking to see where they can get an edge in that department.
Let's take a look at the knockdown again in the first 10 seconds.
Boom.
Beautiful right hand.
Latia, hello. Nice to see you. What a tone that set.
Round number 11 goes to the San Antonio Sniper, Sydney Lasha Williams. This round is brought to you by Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place for recovery and self-discovery. The grand total now is San Antonio 107, Houston 100. The following contest is set to take place in the 147-pound division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner and representing the San Antonio Snipers, Frank Devontae Brown Jr. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner and representing the Houston Hitman, Quentin Quickdraw Randall.
There you get a look at Quentin Randall in the white trunks for Houston. And the Hitmen now trail by 7, 107-100 between the Snipers and the Hitmen.
And the Snipers are doing it everywhere. They're doing it in volume of the bouts, and they also have 2 10-8 victories in this contest.
You have 2 welterweights going at it, 147 pounds. Frank Brown Jr. in the orange trunks and Quentin Randall in the white. Randall, 34 years of age, out of Houston, and he has been in the ring with multiple world champions. He's won several WBA and WBC regional titles. 15-2-1 in traditional boxing.
And you can see the educated stick. Good jab by Randall, and the poise to step with it, step behind it, wait. We're not seeing him lunge in. He's trying to subtly cut off the ring here and look for position. And he's happy to get one and get out.
Randall trying to stick and move.
And the beauty of this particular style, when you're effective with it, is even if you're not scoring a lot, he's not getting hit at all.
90 seconds to go. Randall on the right side of your screen for Houston. So far dictating the pace of this welterweight round. He has been through a whole lot of adversity in his life, but again, 15-2-1 in traditional boxing. Randall's been homeless, he's been incarcerated, he's lost 2 children, and he keeps going. He keeps fighting. He said he pretty much taught himself how to box when he was in prison. He studied Bernard Hopkins' tips at the back of an issue of the Ring magazine.
Well, some of those tips are being shown here, how he slices off the ring a little bit at a time. Not dramatic, just a little, a little, a little.
Beautiful jab work from Quentin Randall. Randall unloading at close range. Frank Brown trying to fight him off. I don't know if we've seen a fighter at this point in this event more dedicated to the jab, Dave, than Quentin Randall.
We talked about his pro background, and that is why the jab has come out here.
Oh, big right hand!
Weapon.
Sails right on the chin of Frank Brown. Quentin Randall in cruise control here.
So you jab, you might lull your opponent to sleep and try something. Is it dominant for Randall? A most decisive victory for Houston.
Round number 12 goes to the Houston Hitmen, 10-9, Quentin Randall. The following contest is set to take place in the 160-pound division.
I think in future fights we'll see Randall as a money fighter as well.
Corey Snackback. God. Yeah, across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner and representing the Houston Hitman, Kasimu Yakubu.
So it's the second go-around between Corey Cad and Kasimu Yakubu at 160 pounds. These two middleweights went at it in the launch rounds. Cad was victorious with a 10-9 decision. 6-point difference, San Antonio in front, 116 to 110. Along with Dave Pontempo, I'm Justin Shackle. Bubba Jenkins with us as well. It is the season opener for Houston and San Antonio in TCL Team Boxing League.
Now the pressure is on Houston. You lost the last fight.
Protect yourself at all times right there, Dave. Corey Cad with some gamesmanship, and that stumbled Yakubu.
It turned into a real mess for him. You cannot forget that basic fundamental. Second fighter for Houston we've seen.
And that's going to be ruled a knockdown.
Yes, it will.
The ropes saving Yakubu, so it is a knockdown scored for Corey Cad. Plenty of time left to possibly get the stoppage here. And there's a right hand that connects from Yakubu.
Well, that's how he wanted to come out. I talked about the pressure on him to get started, but somewhere in between those two styles, he got caught.
And some signs of vulnerability for Corey Cad. He got hit with that right hand. It looked like he was glancing up at the clock when they were clenched.
Now you hit your opponent with a right hand and you're trying to get another one, and how much is in the gas tank?
So both fighters feeling the effects of punches here in round number 13. Can Houston pick up back-to-back rounds? It's going to be an interesting final minute.
Yeah, these guys are 5 minutes into it, so no surprises. They know each other very well. It's dig down and find something time.
$50 seconds to go. It looks like Corey Cad's more open to box here. And Yakubu trying to get inside on his opponent for San Antonio. Get Cad in the orange trunks, Yakubu in the white trunks for Houston. Another left hand lands behind the guard for Kasimu Yakubu. This 36-year-old competed in one TCL fight last season. He won. And some good cracks being exchanged for both fighters here.
They didn't waste this opportunity. They threw a lot in here.
This was a very even round, and that knockdown's going to be the difference here.
Yes, it is. And we did see the adjustment and more explosiveness in this fight compared to the first fight. Big shot. Glove touches the canvas in the eyes of the referee, and that's what does it. If the ropes are holding you up or the glove touches, referee has that authority.
And round number 13 goes in favor of the San Antonio Snipers today, Corey Cad. The following contest is set to take place in the 168-pound division. This round is brought to you by Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and self-discovery. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing the San Antonio Snipers, Bryce Blackwell. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner and representing the Houston Hitmen, Jaden Franklin Britton.
So San Antonio's in front now, 126-118. They are starting to pull away, and Dave, I'll tell you what, as Bryce Blackwell and Jaden Britton go at it here at super middleweight, 168 pounds, That's a tough swing bout to digest if you're Houston, because it was 10-8, but I don't think the action represented the score.
It's a tough 10-8. One of those things that's just the rules. There have now been 3 10-8s for San Antonio in this contest, none for Houston, and that's all big, and that's helping account for the big score.
First time tonight we're seeing these two competitors, Jaden Britton for Houston in the white trunks and Bryce Blackwell in the orange trunks for San Antonio. Britton, second TCL season, just 20 years of age. And babyface Houstonian stands at 6 feet. He's trying to turn some heads. Already 4-0 with 2 KOs in his young regular boxing career. Blackwell's 25. He's a 6'2", 165-pounder.
Blackwell trying to plant that right hand. The trap being set. He wants to throw that right hand lead. He's looking for a way to get in. And it's being blocked off. But that's what the eyes are telling you right now on this style. The question is how patient you can be. Maybe you use some other weapon and set it up.
Britton trying to find the opening for that jab, but not too many other punches behind the jab for the 20-year-old for the Houston Hitmen.
This is where Blackwell is looking like he's in control stylistically.
Final 30 seconds here of round number 14. After this, 2 more bouts in the middle rounds. Houston needs to make a move here. Jaden Britton telling Blackwell, come on, let's end this round in the middle of the ring. A lot of action, a tight round there between these two 168-pounders. Hey, tomorrow, TCL Boxing on MeritTV moves on to Atlanta for an exciting primetime doubleheader, all starting at 7 Eastern, 8 Central. It's the hustle of Las Vegas taking on the Nashville Smash from Legacy Arena. Then in the nightcap, the Miami Assassins take on the Atlanta Attack. Non-stop action. It's on MeritTV.
Making the score total, San Antonio 135, Houston 128.
It's a good effort by
Fighting out of the
Britton
blue
all the
corner,
way
representing
around.
the San Antonio Snipers, Taylor. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing the Houston Hitman, Michael Coronado.
So Houston getting a match back here. We're actually in the middle rounds, notched up 3 wins apiece for Houston and San Antonio. Snipers overall have a 135-128 lead as we get set for a pair of cruiserweights. Michael Coronado for Houston in the white trunks, and Adrian Taylor for the Snipers of San Antonio in the orange trunks.
Now, Taylor's been up fighting in the heavyweight division, comes down, so maybe his power will serve him a little bit better. Guys hitting him, not coming at him with much. Now, he's looking at this as an opportunity to see where he fits.
And Taylor's in his 3rd TCL season, 34-year-old. He was a great amateur. Taylor was a 2-time national champion, 2016 Olympic alternate.
Taylor looking for that right hand lead. He's trying to time it behind the jab, but he gets hit. Study long, study wrong.
can bet that Michael Coronado senses that right hand is just loaded into the chamber, waiting to be launched.
A lot of sizzle, no steak right now with the shots. That one was a pretty good one that got in.
Right after this, as these two money round participants close out their cruiserweight round, we're going to see the heavyweights. It'll be Najee Aguilera and Gareth Payton to close out the middle rounds.
This is an interesting point for both fighters. The sense with the grappling and with not a lot of big shots is, hey, this is up for grabs with a minute. This is now make one difference over a minute, and maybe I can carry this off.
Need to reiterate here, Adrian Taylor is in the orange trunks for San Antonio. Coronado's in the white trunks. Don't let the San Antonio Spurs logo tattooed on the back of Coronado fool you. He must be a big Victor Wembanyama fan.
I think he is.
Coronado feeling like he has done enough here.
See, these are not big shots, but there's some volume in his favor.
Interesting round about to be scored by these judges.
Coronado looked like the aggressor. We'll see if the judges agree. Yeah, he does.
Round number 15 goes in favor of San Antonio Snipers, 10-9, Adrian Taylor.
But the judges liked the countering shot and the work on the inside by Taylor.
The San Antonio Snipers, Gareth Payton. And across the ring, his opponent fighting on the ring corner representing the Houston Hitmen, Najee Aguilera.
So let's see if Najee Aguilera can get some momentum back for Houston. He's in the ring against Gareth Payton. 40-year-old heavyweight from New Orleans. Here you see him right there in the white trunks. It is his TCL debut. We know Najee Aguilera, his second season, a 6'3 heavyweight, has a 77-inch reach, and nicknamed the Dominican Dynamite. And he was part of the TCL Fight of the Year last year with Patrick Mailata, who you're going to be seeing later on tonight. Mailata will be involved in the Dallas-Boston event. He was a member of Las Vegas last year.
And a lot expected of Mailata tonight. We'll get into that.
Here it's Aguilera and Payton.
Look at the difficulty of fighting somebody so big who uses his jab a little bit with the reach here. You have to try to tie him up, but you might walk into an uppercut when you do that. He can catch you in between styles. He can catch you in a way that you really can't reset.
Payton in the orange trunks, Aguilera in the white trunks for Houston. They trail 145 to 137 against the Snipers.
Let him go, let him go, let him go.
This event is still up for grabs for Houston. We still have the money rounds to go. A lot can happen before this one is finalized.
And Aguilera is trying to help Houston come back. He's been in charge of where this fight is taking place. And that was a good clubbing right hand behind his jab. And then he ties up and doesn't get hit.
Aguilera voicing his frustration to the referee, saying that he, and by he, Gareth Payton is holding him.
box.
It's been a very strong performance for Aguilera.
Let's go box.
Good boxing, purposeful, powerful, and poised.
Break, step back. Back. 10 seconds. Let's go box.
Aguilera showing the more effective aggression, the cleaner aggression as well here against Gareth Payton. And this could be a nice bounce back round for Houston to close out these middle rounds.
Middle rounds were a lot of parity, but there were 2 knockdowns, and that swayed it for San Antonio to control that middle segment.
Yeah, if Aguilera comes away victorious here, it's 4 rounds to 4 rounds. And it does. But like you mentioned, Dave, the 2 10-8 rounds, both going to San Antonio, it means a whole lot.
154, the Houston Hitmen 147.
San Antonio and Houston split the middle rounds, but like we said, a pair of 10-8 rounds for the Snipers puts them up by 7 at the end of 16 rounds.
Get ready for a Saturday doubleheader. First, Brenda the Brown Bomber Hernandez in the Las Vegas Hustle Clash with Tony the Hulk Johnson in the Nashville Smash.
Oh, big shot!
Then, Gustavo the Cuban Assassin Trujillo and the Miami Assassins face off against Doc Robinson and the Atlanta Attack.
Oh my goodness! What a fight!
Las Vegas versus Nashville. Then, Miami Atlanta tomorrow night at 7 on MeritTV.
As a physician, there were some tough lessons of life. We have no say on quantity, but I can help with quality of life. And that became my life's mission. And that's how I started Balance of Nature. It's my desire to help people's lives. And this is the best way I can do it.
Get 35% off your first set as a preferred customer. Claim this offer by using discount code.
The millennial generation was turned into a science experiment for the sake of enriching big pharma, big ag, and big food. It is devastating us and our children. Human breast milk now contains thousands of microplastics. If you need formula, you can't find it without inflammatory seed oils or soy. Parents have to order it and buy it from Europe. Does this all seem overwhelming to you? Good. This is what the American mom deals with every day.
American Values 2024 is responsible for the contents of this advertisement.
It is a 7-point lead for the San Antonio Snipers, 154-147 over the Houston Hitmen. We are through the launch rounds and the middle rounds at Red Owl Arena. And now we're going inside the ring in Houston. Bubba Jenkins is there with the man they call Rougarou. Bubba.
What's going on? Yeah, I'm with my man Regis Progress right here, and I'm here at the fight night with TCL, and I'm just getting a question from you, my man. How do you feel about the team concept and what you're seeing here tonight?
Man, I love it, man. I love it. Obviously, you know, I'm Team Houston right now, but I love the whole concept of everything, bro. Like it's so fire because, you know, it was just like how he was in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? You have a whole team, you get to, you know, cheer people on, and it's that whole kind of family thing. So like, you know, with this gym, everybody in the same gym and they get to cheer everybody on. So I like it, bro. It's fine. You got one round, so you really gotta, you know what I'm saying, try to make something happen. One round, 3 minutes.
So with that one round, are you gonna sit back and be, you know, more Regis style, how you normally are with your, you know, longer fights, or are you gonna try to knock them out with every punch, being that you only got one round to go?
Man, you know what? It all depends on who you going up against. It all depends, bro. So you know, you might have. It all depends on who you going up against, what city. These Texas fights, you know, Texas. I came up in Texas, so Texas is always good. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, it really all depends who you going there with. But you really got one round, 3 minutes to get at it. So I might be more aggressive.
More aggressive, right? You got it right here from the champ. Back at you guys in the studio.
Thank you so much, Bubba. Let's take a look at the Balance of Nature highlights from the middle rounds. And again, Dave, you know, Houston and San Antonio, they split these middle rounds, 4 rounds to 4, but San Antonio coming away with 2 decisive 10-8 rounds. I think this was the highlight right here with Latia Williams.
Yes, it was, and it was a defining moment in the middle rounds.
Here's a look at the scoring from those middle rounds, and Latia Williams against Samantha Ginithan. I think that's the one we're going to go back and circle, especially where San Antonio really seized a whole lot of momentum, stepped on the throat of Houston in those middle rounds, because I don't know how many people were expecting that from not only Latia Williams, but for Samantha Ginithan, who's an established TCL fighter here, coming out and exposing, leaving herself exposed like that.
Yeah, coming right out of the chute like that. Now, there have been 3 10-8 rounds for San Antonio in this contest.
We're going to see those two go at it again
division
in the money rounds.
We have fighting out of the blue corner, Leanne Calderon of the San Antonio Snipers. And across the ring, her opponent fighting out of the red corner, representing the Houston Hitmen, Melissa Parker.
So these are the money rounds, but the same scoring remains for all of these rounds. Houston still very much in this, despite right now a 7-point deficit. Let's see what Melissa Parker in the white trunks can do against Leon Calderon, their second meeting of the night. And it was Melissa Parker starting this event with a 10-9 victory over Calderon for the Houston Hitmen.
And you've got to think that maybe Melissa Parker is thinking about trying to gamble and get more. This is an opportunity to get 2 points for Houston. She's favored. She had an exceptionally good first fight. She might be thinking first fight in these money rounds to try and make some noise.
Melissa Parker, the 38-year-old southpaw. And there you see Sean Bates yet again getting ready for a money round competition.
The Parker has to walk that tightrope. Are you content doing what you need to do to get 1 point, because that's how the style sets up? Or in the team concept, are you going to go for it some more? So far, we've seen a little bit of aggression from her, yet she's harnessing her energy.
Get Parker in the white trunks. It's Leanne Calderon in the orange trunks for San Antonio, and a whole lot has gone San Antonio's way. A dominant launch round performance where they took it 6 rounds to 2. You sprinkle in a couple of 10-8 rounds. Some predictable knockdowns, some surprising knockdowns as well. I think the one thing that stands out the most in terms of the cumulative body of work, no pun intended, is the body work from AC Bryant's squad in San Antonio.
Yeah, they've done an excellent job in there, and also the last minute of the round. They have done a great job with that. And something he told us last week is bearing out here. Don't get stopped, okay? Now, his fighter probably is not winning this fight, but she's trying to hold on and only lose 1 point if that's the worst that can happen to her. So we're seeing her use the clock even though she's down in the fight.
Parker turning the pressure on here. Final 20 seconds. She knows her team needs points. And it looks like she is in command for a 10-9 round, but can she get more?
Looks like it's not in the cards, and the survival.
Big left hand by Parker to close it out.
The survival instincts will help out San Antonio even in a losing effort.
Round number 17 goes in favor of the Houston Hitmen, 7-9. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner and representing the San Antonio Snipers, Zachary Spiller. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner and representing the Houston Hitmen, Traverse Bear Barnes.
So we go from female bantamweights all the way up to heavyweights here in the money round. Spiller and Barnes. Zachary Spiller in the orange trunks for San Antonio. Trevorris Barnes in the white for Houston. These two squared off in the launch round. Spiller came away victorious 10-9.
And Barnes tried to take his head off with the one right hook. The importance of those knockdowns, if you are San Antonio, you're saying, you know what, if we win 1 or 2 of these money rounds without anybody being knocked down, we're fine. So you've got a few chances to do it.
It puts the pressure on Houston and their fighters to go for the bigger punches that may result in a knockdown or a stoppage to try and close the gap here.
And that will also leave the Houston fighters more vulnerable.
That's right. Like right there, a check right hand may have grazed the chin of Trevorris Barnes from Zachary Spiller. Not an impactful shot, but like you mentioned, in that moment, Barnes was vulnerable. Good action from Spiller here. And now Spiller asserting his might. Good counter left to the body by Trevorris Barnes.
This is, I go in and take my shot, we tie up, and then you take yours. See the muscle of Spiller as he tries to shove off Barnes and try to assert himself, lean onto his opponent.
Good shot by Spiller. Trying to double up the jab with a left hand to follow.
These are the most definitive elements of this fight, as Spiller has found room on the outside.
Spiller's boxed nicely for a heavyweight. More good body work, leading to some landings upstairs by Zachary Spiller.
It's been a good combination for him. Do good work on the outside, come in on the inside, control any damage coming back, and then get some power on his punches in areas, sitting down nicely on them.
And it's largely handcuffed Trevorris Barnes over the last minute of this fight. I think Spiller had a good bounce back round for San Antonio.
Big one to put in the bank.
Round number 18 goes in favor of the San Antonio Snipers, 10-9, Zachary Spiller. Round number 19 is brought to you by Climax Moonshine Fire 32, known to bring the heat. Biting out of the blue corner, representing the San Antonio Snipers, KP Thug Smith. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, representing the Houston Hitman, Ranyard Talib Jr.
Here we have two 154-pounders returning from the launch rounds, where Ranyard Talib Jr. for the Houston Hitmen won that round 10-9 over Keith Smith in the orange trunks for San Antonio. Snipers are up 173-166 as they try to pick up a victory in their season opener.
And Smith came out with the revenge motif, trying to take control early, try to reverse what happened last time, and try to get his foot on the pedal first.
Right, I got you. No punching, no punching.
And throughout the rest of the night, the clock is San Antonio's friend.
Yes. Their biggest ally from match to match. As we continue to battle on here in the money rounds of this season opener between San Antonio and Houston. A Friday night in the Lone Star State has seen San Antonio in the driver's seat for most of this event.
It is interesting to see it all come together because last week, AC Bryant telling us, well, I hope we have a good team. Not sure yet. And they have come out firing.
I sensed a little modesty in the tone of AC Bryant. It's his third year as the head coach of the Snipers. He has been in the TCL Team Boxing League since day one. A good counter by Keith Smith, his 154-pounder.
This is an excellent way for his team to come out, up and down dominance.
Good left hand by Talib Tag Smith. This has been an entertaining last 60 seconds here between Smith and Talib.
Smith laying some excellent body shots. Turning nicely into them.
Look at Talib here go. Smith trying to fight himself out of the corner. Can Reynard Talib leave a lasting impression on the judges here over the final 10 seconds? I'll be blunt, Dave. That was a way more entertaining rematch between these two compared to the launch rounds.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple more exciting tonight as the fighters make adjustments. We saw good power on the inside. Nice attempt here to dominate coming from Smith, and Talib was just as good.
This will be interesting.
Round number 19 goes in favor of the Houston Hitmen, 7-9. Round number 20. This round is brought to you by Balance of Nature, proud health supplement, a partner of TCL. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing the San Antonio Snipers, Batia Williams. And across the ring, her opponent fighting out of the red corner and representing the Houston Hitmen, Samantha Ginnathan.
Well, Reynard Talib picked up a big round for Houston. It's a 6-point swing right now. San Antonio in front. Now the question is, what adjustments did Samantha Ginnathan make after she was put down on the mat by Latia Williams when they met up earlier in this event?
You really have to have a short memory. You need good analysis to make adjustments, but you need a short memory.
Latia Williams delivered a knockdown in the opening seconds of their middle round matchup and secured a 10-8 round for San Antonio. What will the 34-year-old be able to do here in her second fight in her TCL debut? And it's a fighter in Samantha Ginnathan who went 9-2 last season in TCL play. And she's already 0-1 here in 2025.
And she's having trouble getting inside against Williams. Not comfortable with where this fight is being waged.
She swiped her with a big left hand, and we'll see if that had any effect on Latia Williams. Latia Williams, Dave, looks maybe angry at herself that she allowed herself to get that exposed.
In the meantime, you fired up your opponent who thinks you're hurt and is going to put her foot on the accelerator and try to follow up.
Maybe she made her more angry. I tell you what, for someone who just started boxing, got in the gym, and committed to the craft 3 years ago. Latia Williams definitely looks like she's living the life.
Yeah, she's had a meteoric rise. Excellent training habits. It's a tough thing to take up at that age. But she's been committed, and the rewards have been piling up. I mean, what if she gets a double here? Though we are seeing a more spirited version of Ginathan in the rematch.
Latia Williams said that she used to play basketball and felt that she didn't get the type of recognition that she deserved on the hard court. And she thinks she is one of the best female athletes in the world. She knew boxing was one of the hardest sports, so taking up boxing in her mid-30s was more of a challenge to herself. But she's had terrific success. We mentioned the amateur accomplishments.
And it doesn't matter if other people believe in you. Do you believe in you? And she did.
A much closer round as these two met up for a second time tonight.
Yeah, this one won't be easy because there were some good moments by Ginathan, and Williams on the outside did get nailed once. What do the judges think of that?
Take a look at some of the action from that round between the two 140-pounders.
Ladies and gentlemen,
while we hear the decision.
Round number 20 goes in favor of the San Antonio Sniper, Latia Williams, 10-9.
Well, 3 points from her tonight.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing the San Antonio Snipers, Adrian Taylor. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, fighting for the Houston Hitmen, Michael Coronado.
There is Michael Coronado in the white trunks for Houston. Adrian Taylor in the orange trunks for San Antonio, who now have a 7-point lead. They're at 192 to 185 over Houston. I don't know what might be more surprising at Red Owl Arena right now. The fact that Latia Williams picked up 3 points, or that Samantha Ginathan picked up 0 points tonight.
Yes, they're both on the flip side. And maybe a star is born. We're going to watch Williams progress throughout the season. But you're the coaches, you're thinking, okay, that this is going to be a strong spot for us, and it becomes a big negative. Now, it's all in the early scouting. You don't know how much of it they're going to get right when they're evaluating and thinking and trying to stack up the fighters.
Right, you take a look around the league. I mean, in the early going, we're going to see the Boston Butchers coming up on the second half of our doubleheader. No Amelia Moore. That's a big loss at 140 pounds for Boston. We see Samantha Ginathan here run into, hey, what could be a Rookie of the Year frontrunner in Latia Williams.
Just like in every sport, a new star is born at the start of the season. Somebody who was not heralded.
Here it is Coronado and Taylor. They met up in the middle rounds. Taylor won this one for San Antonio, 10-9. Oh, and a big left hand, and down goes Coronado, collapsing in a heap.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Let's see it for legs are under him. And if Adrian Taylor can close the show, and maybe not mathematically, but spiritually close this show.
I guess he likes this cruiserweight division. He was up at the heavyweight division. He came down, and a little more pop provides a knockdown.
Coronado going back to the body. Taylor, oh, big left hook coming out of the clinch. A smart ring IQ by Adrian Taylor. Two-time national champion as an amateur, 2016 Olympic alternate. Showing off the boxing skills here tonight in San Antonio's season opener.
Another big shot. Well, he has an opportunity to finish him. He doesn't have to.
This might be a situation where the ref has to peek in closely here.
Yes.
15 seconds to go.
You have to worry about the fatigue of Coronado. It looks like he may get to the final bell.
Good exchange there. Gets a left hand in on Taylor, but this round, Adrian Taylor for San Antonio.
Boy, 1 punch equals 2 wins. That's the value of a knockdown, which San Antonio has been dominant in that category tonight.
Round number 21 goes in favor of the San Antonio Snipers. Adrian Taylor, 10-8. This round is brought to you by Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and self-discovery. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner and representing the San Antonio Snipers, Charles Garner. And across the ring, here's our opponent fighting out of the red corner and representing the Houston Hitmen, Todd Manuel.
So here's Manuel and Garner, their second meetup of the evening, as San Antonio's built a 9-point cushion here with their fourth 10-8 round of the night. We have seen some quality work from the San Antonio Snipers. This is a nice statement to open up their season. This is just the first half of our Friday night doubleheader. Coming up right after this, the third team from the Lone Star State, the Dallas Enforcers, open up their season against the Boston Butchers.
With that 1-point victory in their last outing.
That opened the season against New York City. This is some good action here from Charles Garner and Todd Manuel. Two 147-pounders. You know, with San Antonio up here by 9 and the event pretty much out of reach, you wonder if these two fighters, they know the math from their respective coaches' corners. Might as well just let it go here.
Yeah, unlike other sports where when you think it's over, maybe you go through the motions a bit, you can't do that in a boxing ring.
No.
You can get hurt. So regardless of the team aspect, which is exciting for these guys and for the women, you have to go in there and do your thing.
The old adage goes, you don't play boxing, and they are not going to be playing it in the middle of the ring here between these two 147-pounders. But maybe you potentially throw out the team rules here. Maybe you let it fly a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it does create excitement from that aspect.
And the idea that you've waited an entire week.
Yeah, you're anxious.
You have talked with your teammates. They'll all tell you, and this is what's coming on in your match. You've probably looked at some video. You've gotten a good idea. Now here it is.
Garner takes a big swing. Manuel opting to go to the body here for Houston. Garner picked up a 10-9 decision in the launch rounds over Manuel. And Garner going to work with that left hand. He's feeling comfortable.
Well, he is letting it all hang out.
Yeah. He was looking comfortable. Then I think he ate a shot that made him look uncomfortable. Garner won the Mega Brawl with the NYC Attitude in his first TCL season back in 2023. He's no stranger to this league. And he's having some fun here on a Friday night. There's a good jab. Doing a little Fred Astaire. And it concludes that welterweight round.
I'll give him the award for the most animated fighter of the night.
Yes, best choreography goes to Charles Garner.
Let's take a look at it. Face the music and dance. You want to talk about Fred Astaire? The shuffle, little Ollie shuffle. And this is a guy en route to trying to get 2 wins tonight.
Goes in favor of the San Antonio Snipers. 10-9, making the score total. San Antonio Snipers 212, the Houston Hitmen 202. Introducing next, fighting on the blue corner and representing the San Antonio Snipers, Jennifer La Terquita Reis. Across the ring, her opponent fighting out of the red corner, representing the Houston Hitmen, Miranda Reyes.
Well, the San Antonio Snipers have forced the other 11 teams here in TCL Team Boxing League to pay full attention on what is happening in Houston, Texas. They're ahead by 10. It has been pure dominance from the Snipers out of the gate to open up 2025.
And methodical and consistent, because we've had a barrage of 10-8 rounds, but no stoppages. So you just look at this team up and down and you say, there are no weaknesses here. This is a consistent group.
Now here with Miranda Reyes and Jennifer Ruiz, it was Reyes who took a 10-9 decision for Houston in the middle rounds. Reyes is in the white trunks, Ruiz in the orange trunks for San Antonio, so Ruiz would like to get some revenge. And she didn't look like she was in an odd spot in that match. Didn't look like she was outgunned too much. Made it competitive, stayed with it, but Reyes the decisive winner.
No, and it would be good to take a split back home if you've lost the first one.
Good two-punch combo by Reyes, and another as Ruiz walks into a right uppercut, followed by a left hand by Miranda Reyes. Reyes nicknamed La Alacrana. It translates to the Scorpion. And she connects with a big right hand across the face of Jennifer Ruiz.
Oh, she's feeling it.
Reyes doing all the things right here in the second to last round, round 23.
It's got exceptional balance and footwork as it sets up all of her combinations. She studies the situation and then gets in with shots, waits, timing the right hand that she was able to slip, and yet maintaining her posture when she's finished.
Reyes could be a fighter to watch, a young 23-year-old. She's making her TCL debut tonight. Already picked up a victory in one round. She's trying to come out of this one 2-0 against Jennifer Ruiz. Final 30 seconds. Came around the guard with a right, followed by a left, puts down Ruiz.
Exactly the things I had just been talking about. She put them all together. The balance and the power.
Look at Reyes walk down her opponent. Houston in line for its first 10-8 round of the night. And Reyes leaves Ruiz bloodied and beaten for a second round.
She's been the most dominant fighter on the Houston team. The right hand, excellent left hook, and the leverage and the balance is what makes this happen. When you look at that knockdown,
Round number
that's what it was.
23 goes in favor of the Houston Hitmen, 7-8. Totaling the score is San Antonio 220 to Houston 212 in the final round of this contest. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing the San Antonio Snipers, Gareth Payton. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, representing the Houston Hitman, Naji Aguilera.
So it's our 24th and final round here on the front end of our doubleheader between Houston and San Antonio. Coming up next, it's Dallas and Boston. Friday night in the TCL doubleheader action, can't beat it, especially when it happens in the Lone Star State. Good crowd on hand at Red Owl Boxing Gym. We saw the former world champ, Regis Prograis, on hand, Houston resident, New Orleans native, and here Naji Aguilera, who came away with a 10-9 decision over Gareth Payton, going back to work. Peyton in the orange trunks. Aguilera in the white for Houston.
Be a good way for Houston to close out in a losing effort, though, to get two nice wins at the end, including a 10-8. And two of their best fighters are at the end of the lineup.
And I'll say this, Dave, I think what stands out in defeat here for Houston is that they've learned that they have another weapon when it comes to the female fighters. You obviously have Melissa Parker. You have a veteran in Samantha Ginnathan, who, frankly, has run into a really impressive newcomer in Latia Williams. But they have a newcomer who's also impressive in their own, Miranda Reyes.
Yes.
That's 3 standout female fighters. Hard to come by in this league.
And that will pay dividends down the road. It didn't create enough tonight, but that's a strong component you want to have going forward. And on the flip side for San Antonio, what consistency up and down this lineup.
Consistent with the fundamentals, consistent with body work. They know how to play the rounds. They know how to play the rules of this league.
And their power is what made the difference in this fight, in this event. The final score, those knockdowns will weigh huge.
This was a night in which the snipers recorded 4 knockdowns that led to 4 10-8 rounds. Because of that, they are in the driver's seat here, up by 8, as our final match winds down here in Houston between Naji Aguilera and Gareth Payton. That'll do it. San Antonio with the cherry on top. Though it's likely that Aguilera comes away victorious in this round, nevertheless, the snipers with an impressive showing to open up the 2025 season.
In the final round of this contest, it goes to the Houston Hitmen, 7-9, Naji Aguilera.
San Antonio comes away victorious, 229 to 222. We're back after this on TCL Team Boxing League.
Step into a world of tranquility. Enjoy private accommodations. Let go of distractions and embrace the calm. Start your quiet exploration in jail every weekday on MeritTV.
I was drinking every day.
I was hooked on oxys.
My husband turned into someone I didn't recognize.
The addiction crisis. Worse than a pandemic, we have a growing epidemic. There are approximately 20 alcohol and drug-related deaths per hour every single day. Addiction is a disease. Like any other disease, it may have serious harmful effects and may lead to death if left untreated.
Introducing Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and rediscovery. We understand the unique challenges men face in their journey to recovery. Set on 38 private acres, our state-of-the-art facility offers a safe, supportive environment for healing and growth. Our team of dedicated professionals specializes in evidence-based treatment, providing our patients with the tools to overcome addiction and achieve long-term sobriety. If you or a loved one needs to make a change, call us today at 386-423-4540 or visit us online at serenityspringsrecovery.com and reclaim your life.
They did the crime. Nancy Grace will do the time, analyzing it.
Busted. Join us on Crime Stories with Nancy Grace as we investigate missing people and unsolved homicides.
Weeknights at 6 p.m., 5 Central on Dr. Phil's MeritTV.
Team Combat League Boxing is brought to you by Climax Moonshine Fire number 32, a drink not only made to tingle your senses with hot cinnamon flavor, but also made to pay tribute to firefighters all across America. This drink will put a kick in your step with its bold, hot smoothness. San Antonio victorious 229-222 over Houston as they open up their season with a big-time statement in Texas. Let's take a look at our Fire number 32 KO of the night. Came in the middle rounds at 140 pounds. And Dave, I think San Antonio found themselves a stud in Latia Williams.
Absolutely. 2 excellent fights for her tonight. This sets the tone, and a new star is born in this league.
And then it's Miranda Reyes coming back and getting the first 10-8 round for Houston, and the only one as, again, the females shining for their respective teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official score of tonight, the results are the San Antonio Snipers 229, the Houston Hitmen 222. Your winners are the San Antonio Sniper! The stars of the night are Latia Williams, Corey Cadd, and Miranda Reyes. The fight of the night is Isaac Torres versus Sean Bates.
Isaac, where you at? On me? What's going on? I'm here with Miranda Reyes. She got fighter of the night. We got that right? We're doing good? All right, I'm here with Miranda. How you feel about your victory tonight, and how do you feel about you getting the victory and your team not so much getting it done?
First of all, I want to say I'm really thankful for tonight and the Team Combat League for, putting me on the show tonight. Just really thankful and grateful, and yeah, I worked my ass off to get to this point, so yeah.
Well, congratulations on the night, and we'll see you on the next one.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, we're here with round of the night. You had a round of the night. You were getting after it. Punches were flying. You've been in the TCL for a couple of years. How'd you feel about your round tonight, and how'd you feel about your performance?
I'm my biggest critic, so I always feel like I could have did better. I let him make it up out of there. But overall, I did good. I did decent.
Absolutely. Well, your team got the victory tonight, and you guys going to walk away with a victory. So we'll see you guys on the next one.
Right.
All right. Isaac, Bates, I'm here with the round of the night. We got Isaac and we got Bates. We want to talk to you guys about how you felt about your performance and how you guys shocked the crowd. What do you feel about it?
I think I did all right. A lot of my coaches think that I won the rounds, but hey, this is boxing, man. So it is what it is. We all going to be on some different types of decisions, but hey, man, I thought I did all right. I know he did it. I salute him as well. He did a great job. We both did good. So.
Absolutely. It was an exciting round. How'd you feel about what you felt in the round?
Absolutely. Much respect to my opponent. Put God first, hard work and dedication, and what matters is that we get to go home to our families, and we're safe and we're good, and we put on a show for the people.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations to you guys, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good job, man. Thank you, brother.
Latia Williams, knockout of the night. We got you as an MVP tonight. How do you feel about your victory?
I'm blessed.
Yeah, you're blessed.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah, you're new in the sport with it being a team combat league and it being a team concept. How do you feel about it being different from what you started as and what you are now?
Well, I come from a basketball background, so team thing is not too far from me. So it's just like, even though it's individual, I still stay with my teammates and keep them motivated and stuff. And they motivate me because they're veterans, and I'm still a baby in this. So, but I still came to play. I'm just excited.
Well, you guys got the victory tonight. Congratulations to you and your team, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. Back to you guys at the studio.
Thank you so much, Bubba. And we are back in our MeritTV Sports studios. Dave Bontempo, Justin Shackle, San Antonio coming away with the victory to open up their season. Big reason why. Latia Williams, you just saw her, and she seems very humble, Dave. First words that we see from the young lady out of Georgia. Again, just started I mean, we could say that. She just started boxing. 3 years isn't a long time in the sweet science, and to put on that type of performance, it speaks volumes.
Yeah, and to have that type of humility and the knowledge of the work ethic that got her here and what it will need to be to continue this ascent. You know, the thing about San Antonio tonight started out in the launch rounds, and then the middle rounds, all the power maintained the lead, and even though they were outdone a little bit in the money rounds, that early lead held up. We have seen different themes in the league all year. We've seen evenness until the money rounds, and here we saw the front runners pull away and maintain their spot.
Let's take a look at the money round scorecards for this one. As well, Houston did pick up its lone 10-8 win of the night, courtesy of Miranda Reyes. She's a 23-year-old who's looking very sharp as well. You want to keep your eye on her, but overall, I mean, San Antonio flexed its muscles in certain spots. I think, again, we said it throughout the broadcast. This is an evenly distributed team full of consistency, ring IQ, fundamentals.
And I think that they may have had a surprise for the league and maybe coming out of the chute right now. Hey, all of a sudden, look at this team. A lot of people are going to have to pay attention to them now because they made a statement tonight that maybe a lot of people did not think they were going to make.
All right, let's take a look at the money round recap for you as San Antonio comes away with the victory. It's brought to you by Balance of Nature. And again, Miranda Reyes looking impressive. Houston had its moments for sure, but what influenced the scorecards, what swayed the balance there? And obviously San Antonio.
The power, and I loved how Reyes maintained her balance for those knockdowns. And here's Mr. Garner. Front of stare. Oh, yeah.
You saw a knockdown earlier from Adrian Taylor. Again, not maybe looked at under the microscope as much, but those were the type of moments that really separated San Antonio from Houston tonight. They just got more 10-8 rounds.
I have to tell you, I love the humility of these athletes, you know, because they're getting a chance to show something that they haven't had. You know, they've been in the shadows, and where's an opening for them? And they're the people who've been in the gym a lot, maybe fighters you don't hear about. They're getting an outlet, and they're showing their personality, their gratitude, humility, and work ethic as they do that.
All right, let's take a look at our upcoming schedule here, TCL Team Combat League, as we take a look at the action for you. Again, a doubleheader tonight, a doubleheader tomorrow night, where we will be in the Atlanta, Georgia. It'll be Las Vegas and Nashville squaring off then in the nightcap, the late nightcap, Miami and Atlanta. Next weekend, it is more doubleheader action. We'll see Dallas and Houston square off, followed by San Antonio against Phoenix. And then Saturday night, it's an LA-New York battle. Also a terrific Northeastern showdown between Philadelphia and Boston. We know the Northeast packs the punch, right?
Load them up. Load them up. The rivalries, you know, the attitude. It's great to see it spread across the country. Each region offering a little bit. We see Season 1 champion, Season 2 champions, and here we are in Season 3.
Yeah, Northeast reigned supreme so far, first 2 seasons of TCL. But with performances like tonight to start your season for San Antonio, maybe the momentum's starting to swing south, and the Snipers are putting out notice that they are a team to be reckoned with here in 2025. So they come away victorious, 229 to 222. Some final thoughts for you as San Antonio wins this one by 7 points.
I think the team concept for them, the work ethic, the body punches, but especially knowing where they were in the fight. AC Bryant talked about that with us and breaking it down in the final minute of these fights. They seem to hit a pedal, like a sprinter, a track star, last 100 yards, kick it up. They did that in this fight tonight.
Yeah, very even, well-balanced performance from San Antonio. And I mentioned it near the end of the money rounds. For Houston, you kind of learn a lot about them despite this defeat, especially on the female side.
Yeah, Reyes came out here. I loved how compact she was and the confidence that she fought with, that they will strategically place her in the future competitions. They come out with a couple points at the end, so it's only 7 points. They have something to carry over for next week. Look how we did at the end. We finished strong. Let's carry that into our training now.
All right, San Antonio victorious again over Houston, 229-222. One event in the books, still one more to come on a Friday night doubleheader. here with TCL Team Boxing League action. Coming up next, it will be the Dallas Enforcers opening up their season against the Boston Butchers. For our entire MeritTV Sports crew, for David Bantamweight, I'm Justin Shackle. We'll talk to you on the back end of our Friday doubleheader.
Week 2 of TCL Boxing, packed with non-stop action, shocking upsets, and brutal KOs. 6 different teams going head-to-head on both coasts. Los Angeles in the west and Philly in the east. Let's break down these teams. First, we have LA's home team, the Elite. They're battling it out with the Phoenix Fury. The Assassins flew in from Miami. They're hoping to take out the Las Vegas Hustle. And in the East, New York City brought their attitude, hoping to blow out the Philly Smoke. These are world-class athletes who eat, sleep, and breathe boxing, training at some of the top facilities in the world. But it all comes down to what happens in the ring. Let's start the action in the show business capital, where 2 heavyweights pulled off a Hollywood-level performance.
Our first light heavyweight matchup of the match, light heavyweight being 175.
Nazarov and Holloway.
And listen, David, let me explain. Even though there was just a knockout, you can tell from the aggressiveness right here, it didn't matter. He's like, I still can help my team. They're still mathematically a way for them to win. And he's going to do everything he's got to do to put himself in position. Coach Herman has gotten his fighters, and they know they're still in it.
And you practice, you're with the team, you fly out.
Yeah.
You have one mission for 3 minutes, regardless of the score. Go out there and do your best.
Yeah. And listen, the tactics could change round to round. It could be you may be behind, so I need you to press. It could be we have a lead, or it could be I need you to just go swing for the fences. The tactics can change any given moment, any round.
And that's why you can see that at some point it's good for a fighter to know what's going on in the big picture, and at some point it doesn't matter.
Holloway got rocked right there with that overhand right.
Nazarov got to him, looking for an opening, trying to slip inside the jab and time it.
No team in Team Combat League history has ever pitched a shutout. You know, so there are going to be some victories. There are going to be some room improvements. Well, nice 1-2, nice 1-2. Love the combo. Pace of seemed to slow down a little bit. Holloway seems to be using his jab.
So can Holloway get himself back in this fight after being rocked early on? It looks like he wants to settle back and try to go back to school.
It looked like he warmed up a little bit. There you go, he's ready to fight. That's some camaraderie right there, some showmanship. There you go. It seemed like Holloway warmed up nice and good. He's nice. I love the 1-2s.
Couple jabs here by Holloway. Now this
he seems
might
to be taking
add up
over
for some dominance over the course of a minute and a half. Good uppercut, and now he senses fatigue from his opponent.
Yeah, it seems like he does. Look, and what you don't want to do is leave it up to the judges. You don't know if the judges really counted all that action that you. Whoa!
Holloway with a huge right hand, and how quickly it turns, and this might be over. Is it a holiday for Holloway? They may not even allow that. It's it.
Wow.
I think even if he'd gotten up, it was over. What a stunning turnaround.
And Holloway is doing his thing. Look, David, in any part of this round, everybody's fresh, nobody's tired. So if you happen to get hurt, if you get clipped, you got to do the right thing for the additional 3 minutes.
We're seeing fighters who were down early in the fight, coming back and finishing it off. Now, we saw a couple clubbing right hands.
Yeah.
That was the definitive one right there.
That was.
And then the aftermath.
They kind of hit him a little bit on the back, but not on the back of the head. He was already rocked. I thought he was already rocked.
What a knockout. Over in the birthplace of Rocky, the fighters showed a lot of heart, but gave no mercy.
Leon and Brown.
Let's see if Enrique learned something that he can do different for the last round.
And this is the chance to...
I think that hook shook him up a little bit.
And that really established the tone. Oh, a knockdown. That looks legit. It is. Huge.
He's got a lot of time left, too. One more knockdown, and they will stop it. It will be a 10-7 round for Philly.
Philadelphia has come storming out of the gate in the money rounds, as they did in the launch rounds, as they did in the middle rounds.
There it is.
Wow, 10-7. Wow, that is monumental for Philadelphia. They'll go up by 2 now. Just like that.
Just like that.
Wow. Hey, you go back to the drawing board. You talked about that. You work on some things. This is how it started.
Yep, this is like 6 left hands in a row. 2, 3. 3 of them. He caught him on the floor a little bit. The left hand, he could not miss with that left hand.
No.
A painful hook. TCL's women's boxers are also bringing the pain. Back in LA, Miami assassin Marisol Ruales is hoping for a Kill Bill-worthy victory over her Vegas opponent, Isabel Lopez. The women slugged it out in a punishing showdown.
Maybe you don't get the opportunity to match up the best person you want, but in the middle rounds, you'll get that opportunity.
All right, so Miami getting a key victory. And here we go. Lopez and Ruales.
Lopez with some Team Combat League experience. Whoa!
Oh, big shots by Ruales.
All gas.
Big shot. That's 10-8 or 10-7.
She is not playing around. She is on a mission. Now, at this time, Miami needs to move around. She does not need to stay there. Is she still dazed?
That's going to be tough just to get through this round.
Nice straight left.
It's a gorgeous move from the outside by Ruales.
The Las Vegas Hustle is on an absolute mission.
And here's a fighter utilizing her outside reach and her power. Big shot by Ruales. It just misses with another one. She senses, and there it is. That should be 10-7.
Good stoppage, good stoppage, good stoppage, good stoppage.
And that could be monumental for the Hustle.
That gives them an additional 3 points. That's major. That is a major move right there.
Vegas, baby.
You can tell that last time that these two teams fought, Miami won by 9. David Hayes is on a mission to make sure that that does not happen this time.
Take a look at the first knockdown. Beautiful right hand and good combination. Excellent balance she's showing here.
She seemed to catch her off a little bit.
LA's elite hope to live up to their name, but they're going up against a tough team of Phoenix fighters who have been grinding day after day. Both teams, well-trained and talented. Who will come out on top?
Joseph is an MMA fighter, making his Team Combat League debut. And with Coach Sonny, you can tell that what he's trying is something new. He's seeing what, wow, good. Because he knows MMA fighters are used to engaging, and they're going to throw a lot of punches and bunches.
We've got 3 minutes to work with, so Rivas coming out strong.
And we all know that the first round in any boxing match, everybody's super competitive. And in Team Combat League, everything is the first round, so everything is super competitive.
It's the first round and the last round all the time.
It is, it is. Joseph Rivas with some creative punching. He likes the inside. Oh, Domingo with a good hook.
Will that turn the fight? We now see some roughhousing, some tying up by Rivas.
Good uppercut overhand with Dominguez. This is another Southpaw Orthodox matchup. I believe that's been 4 in a row, David.
Yep, you know, it's prominent. It works for this.
It's either you're being creative as a southpaw or you're a southpaw killer. Good. Dominguez with those check hooks. Rivas need to bring that left hand up.
Dominguez has taken control.
Yes, he is.
The second minute of this fight.
We may have our first stoppage of the fight. I mean, Rivas is very game. He's very strong.
You know, sometimes we think that 3 minutes is a sprint, but for Rivas, in this case, it's a marathon because he started out quick and it went away.
If you relate the 3 minutes in boxing, really the pace that you need to hold and the speed you need to hold is equivalent to an 800, a half a mile. It's the longest dash in track. And so you got to have some speed and endurance, and in boxing you need this both. This is, the 800 is equivalent to this 1 round right here.
I think what's been interesting to watch all night is how fighters come back after the start of the fight doesn't go their way.
Dominguez seems to be slowing down a little bit. This might be playing into the advantage of Rivas. I mean, Phoenix has a good team. They got some things they need to work on, but if you can eat a shot like that and walk through it, whatever works, he'll eat 1 to give 3.
All right, so now we've got Rivas pressuring.
And I think Rivas is giving as good as he's getting.
So you want to be a judge, huh?
No, not at all. Not at all.
That was a burst all the way through.
Every round in Team Combat League is a championship round. This is what this league is all about. Non-stop action. Two great and skillful opponents going back and forth. 3 minutes to impose your will and your skill.
Some fights end quicker than they began, like this next one. You don't want to look away. In fact, if you blink, you might miss it.
You have to fight them.
Adjustments will be made. The next fight will be better than the first fight.
Basically, you have to adjust to being a sprinter.
Oh, good 1, 2, 3 for Philly.
Suttle's trying to go in and out. Guerrero trying to get a distance. Guerrero was the first one willing to gamble. Did not happen there, but showed the willingness to try to make it happen. Somebody has to break the logjam.
Well, because at where she is now, at this distance, Suttles is winning. Guerrero needs to get closer and make it a little more uncomfortable for Suttles.
Which means? She has to be willing to take one.
That's right. Or move her head on there. That's what we were just talking about. That's where she needs to be. Nice. This is where Suttles wants to be. On the outside, pop shot.
See, then you can get that sneaky right hand in, even though you appear to be satisfied with the jab. I'm happy, I'm happy. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
The jab and a hook here. It's a nice straight jab down the middle. And she has settled into a groove, more so.
That right hand on the button. We got a 10-7 round.
We got this fight turning around. That puts New York in front.
It sure does.
What did we say about I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm not?
Here's the right hand.
She went for more.
Look, and that's a big win for New York. Because not only is that a 3-point round, they were scheduled to go on the money round, so that's another point for New York. It's 4 points.
Boom.
Woo.
Boom.
Button.
I nominate that as the best punch thrown in the first round of all Team Combat League.
And that's definitely going to be knockout of the night.
I'm voting for it right now. And that's how New York gets into the lead.
First lead New York has taken of tonight.
Let's see how she sets this up. The membership been jabbing beautifully all night, winning from outside, and boom, the jab sets it up.
She did not come to play, and neither did these two East Coast rivals who went hit for brutal hit, all the way up to the bitter end.
Albright getting ready to go.
That's right. That's the brother. The brother of Nahir is now Kadir, and I think he sings too. Actually,
he might be the one to tell you. I gave him singing lessons. All right, so it's Albright and Pino. Albright already saw his brother sing the national anthem and get a win.
Yep. See if he can follow suit.
So
Pino's not going to make this easy for him. This is, like I said, I'm looking forward to this matchup right here.
We got nice contrasted styles with Albright on the outside, and Pino trying to find a way in.
Nice combination from both men. Ooh. Throwing bombs. This is why we love TCL. Look at that. Oof.
Good left hook here by Pino.
From both of them. Oof. Look at that body work. Looks like Pino's getting in a rhythm. He's starting to feel it.
And we got tremendous good right hand by Pino as he got there ahead of the jab.
Twice. He did it right twice.
It's really a science in itself, is timing the jab.
It really is. And you know, again, this is only a 3-minute fight, but you can't just not box. You have to get behind your jab. You got to do those basic boxing things. Warning from the ref telling Ryan to pick his head up. Didn't necessarily agree with that warning, but
as long as there's no point with it.
Yeah, exactly.
In this case, we have a very active ref. Sometimes you don't have an active ref.
Ooh, look at that counter, 2-3.
There's a good jab on the outside by Albright. As you look on the sides, fighters coming after this, getting their final, getting that sweat out, making sure they're ready to hit the ground running.
Again, you don't want to come in here cold. Nice body work from both men.
There you go, that bite-sized dynamite.
Let's go.
Good shots from both.
Great action.
Albright throwing the right hand and Pino digging to the body. Nice right hand by Albright on the outside.
1, 2, 3, bounce off the gloves of Pino. Nice.
Nice hook. Albright almost said good night.
This has been a crazy 3 minutes. Albright did, ooh, good overhand, but Albright came in, later rallied.
Albright walked into some bad medicine just before the end.
Yeah. It was a great rally at the end.
Just slugfest.
That was a great round.
Albright was good outside, and you are right.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Pino makes it 2 in a row for New York.
True grit. These boxers don't give up. Next up, 2 of TCL's most talented ladies face off, each giving her best shot.
This is a good matchup. This is a good matchup.
Well, you heard the credentials for Cruz. There's Patricio. And we are off to the races. Cruz going to try to stay on the outside. Notice something interesting here, the clock. 2 minutes, 30 seconds in 3-minute duration for the women. The only place you have that.
That's right. TCL had to get, special ruling to allow the women to fight 3 minutes. Normally they go 2.
So because of that, we have a few extra variables in there. A little bit of pacing has to go with the explosiveness that you want to get going.
Good body shot.
Will not be counted as a knockdown. That's very important. Because in a short fight, a knockdown or a referee's ruling against you is monumental.
Yes, you're going to be 2 points behind, and the whole team is now 2 points behind. Oh, good right hand. Patricia is doing great combinations. She's finishing the exchanges.
Yeah, she's getting over the top as Cruz letting the hand down as she's trying to jab and not bringing it back.
No, I think Cruz is trying to bait her in, but she's not meeting her with any punches. There was her baiting her in with the feint, but she didn't meet her with anything to follow up. Nice combination for Cruz.
Yeah, how much time do you have to bait and feint in 3 minutes? It's a tough call.
It's a tough call because if it's not working, you just have to move on to the next trick. Nice right hand from Patricio.
Now we get some good work on the inside. So we saw some very good countering early on by Patricio.
When Cruz lets her hands go, she is very efficient.
Nice right hand coming through here again by Patricio.
And Cruz came with their own left hook, which looked like it, buckled her, not buckled her, but it looked like it shook her up a little bit.
These are good flush shots getting in by Patricio.
Let's go. Good body work from Patricio, too. She's following her back, which looks good on the judges' scorecards, in my opinion.
All right, so this one will come to an end. It had good energy for the 3 minutes.
Absolutely. Like I said, the women always bring it.
Yeah,
and we started off with
in a renewed format.
Yes.
You have to be a little nervous now. Yes, she did.
She took the bout. 10-9 for Philly.
And finally, the big finish. 2 of TCL's most powerful hitters trade painful punches and leave it all in the ring. It's a masterclass in toughness and skill, and a demonstration of why you should always expect the unexpected.
The two last champions, New York and Philly, both had dominating women's division along with dominating heavyweights. And I think Las Vegas seems to have all of that and everything in the middle.
All right, so here we go with Gainza and Davis.
Southpaw versus Southpaw.
So now you throw out everything we told you about the righty and the southpaw.
Now for me, when I have a southpaw fighter and we're fighting another southpaw, I like to tell my fighters to make sure to throw as much to straight lefts, maybe overhand lefts, more than usual because oh, that's a knockdown. I think he got caught by the shot I just was calling.
Can Miami turn the tables back? Now there's an opportunity. It would be huge.
Let go. Let the arm go.
Yeah, the importance of that 10-7 is you have to win 3 bouts to negate that.
To negate that. And right now, one of the smartest things to do right now is Raheem is just bouncing on his knees, not fade. He knows he could have the round already won by that knockdown.
Yeah, but now his opponent is back in the fight.
Yes, he is. It might have been a flash knockdown.
So the opportunity.
Las Vegas Hustle is doing exactly what they're here. They're here to hustle. Regardless if they win it or not, they're going to give you everything they got for the entire 3 minutes. To beat a Las Vegas Hustle fighter, you're going to have to beat them for 3 minutes and maybe 1 second. Now look, Raheem Davis, what he doesn't want to do is let off the gas because
now this is something that, okay, you might have already lost at 10-8. Now you have to worry about keeping it 10-9. That might balance itself out. Look at this, come back here, and Davis is gassed.
Yes, he is.
That's a long minute if you're tired. It's a lonely place if you have fatigue.
He's right there. He's right on the edge.
He might get stopped. Big right hook. Oh, yes. Exactly. What a turnaround.
Wow. Drama, David.
From the precipice of being down 7-10 to winning maybe 10-8.
Yeah.
All right, that's the first knockdown.
Oh, no, it was a straight stiff jab.
All right, so now this could have the possibility for 10-7 Miami. And now look at the comeback. Could be 10-7 Las Vegas. At least a 5-point swing, maybe 6.
Every week brings a fresh, new round of thrilling, action-packed fights, savage knockouts, shocking upsets, and stunning displays of skill. It's all going down at TCL Boxing on MeritTV. Stay tuned for the excitement.
Late night boxing is on tap in the Lone Star State. It's the second half of our Friday night doubleheader for TCL Team Boxing League action, week number 3. And the back end of our doubleheader will feature the Dallas Enforcers and the Boston Butchers as we welcome you inside our MeritTV Sports studios, along with David Pontempo. I'm Justin Shackle. Earlier tonight, we saw San Antonio come away with a decisive victory over Houston, and now it's the third team in Texas getting their season started here. The Dallas Enforcers going up against a tough Boston Butchers squad, who we already saw open up the season on opening night with a narrow 1-point victory. They have some heavy hitters on their squad.
They certainly do. We call it the bite-sized dynamite for a reason. How would you like to have 24 fights? How would you like to have them in a couple hours? How would you like to have them all in one round? All these results, bing, 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 and now we're developing team concepts. Boston, okay, coming on the road, can Boston have 2 wins as they come in here, the 1-point win over New York, and they've had some injuries to deal with?
Well, you skimmed over the concepts for TCL Team Boxing League. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty and tell you about the concept here. This event consists of 24 individual 3-minute rounds. A fighter will have a chance to walk in the ring for 1 round, 3 minutes apiece. When they walk out, they'll leave it into the hands of the judges. Maybe they'll stop their opponent. Maybe they'll deliver a KO. It'll all influence the scoring for their team. They are in the ring to get points for their teams. And there you see the scoring system where it'll be a 10-9 conventional decision. A knockdown brings your team a 10-8 score, a 10-7 score for a stoppage. In those 24 rounds, they are split into thirds. And we will begin with the launch rounds, rounds 1 through 8. A fighter will box a minimum of 1 round. There's a chance for them to come back for a second round later in the event in those money rounds. But right now, right off the bat, we have the launch rounds first. We're going to focus our attention on rounds 1 through 8 tonight as Dallas and Boston are moments away from getting going. And there you see the launch round lineup. And it will begin with a pair of bantamweights here between Alexis Moniz and Leah Lewandowski for the Boston Butchers. And now we're going to welcome in the third member of our broadcast crew. He is in the ring over at Red Owl Arena in Houston. That is Bubba Jenkins. All right, Bubba, rounds 1 through 8, launch rounds coming up.
What's up, what's up?
You're going to have to get out of the ring for the fights to begin. But before we do that, what's a match that you're going to be looking at in those launch rounds?
Well, we got Dallas and we got Boston coming to town, so it's definitely going to be a Rashidi Ellis type of show. Definitely looking to see him. As you guys know, he's from a big family of boxing. We got to see his sister do it the other day, not that long ago. And then, of course, we got Pat Mayalata, the big guy. He's a heavy-hitting, body-snatching point getter. We're going to see him try to put up some big points as he did last year. And we got ourselves a barn burner tonight. Boston versus Dallas. Let's get it.
Body snatch, and I love that, Bubba. I might have to steal that one later when Patrick Mailata comes into the arena and competes in his TCL Team Boxing League debut. He will be the final fight in our launch rounds. First up, though, we got to unseal the launch rounds over in Houston. It's the Dallas Enforcers and the Boston Butchers, and it's coming up next on TCL Team Boxing League.
Get ready for a Saturday doubleheader. First, Brenda the Brown Bomber Hernandez in the Las Vegas Hustle Clash with Tony the Hulk Johnson in the Nashville Smash.
Oh, big shot!
Then, Gustavo the Cuban Assassin Trujillo in the Miami Assassins face off against Doc Robinson and the Atlanta Attack.
Oh my goodness, what a fight!
Las Vegas versus Nashville, then Miami, Atlanta, tomorrow night at 7 on MeritTV.
I was drinking every day.
I was hooked on oxys.
My husband turned into someone I didn't recognize.
The addiction crisis. Worse than a pandemic, we have a growing epidemic. There are approximately 20 alcohol and drug-related deaths per hour every single day. Addiction is a disease. Like any other disease, it may have serious harmful effects and may lead to death if left untreated.
Introducing Serenity Springs Recovery Center, a place of recovery and rediscovery. We understand the unique challenges men face in their journey to recovery. Set on 38 private acres, our state-of-the-art facility offers a safe, supportive environment for healing and growth. Our team of dedicated professionals specializes in evidence-based treatment, providing our patients with the tools to overcome addiction and achieve long-term sobriety. If you or a loved one needs to make a change, call us today at 386-423-4540 or visit us online at serenityspringsrecovery.com and reclaim your life.
Balance of Nature is a proud partner of the Total Combat League. As a preferred customer, get 35% off your first set when you use code FIGHT. Go to balanceofnature.com or call today. We are getting ready for the launch rounds. Let's go into the ring with Christian Schmidt.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it's time to call out the first team. Let's welcome the Boston Butchers.
Boston, stand up. No quit till that bell ring. All my life I had to win. Give everything I had to give. Got that fire in my soul. All my life I've had to fight to the end. I ain't never giving in. We gon' make history. We gon' make history. Together we stand tall to secure victory. To secure victory. Tonight you gon' see the best of me, what's left of me. I'ma give it all I have inside to see. I'ma take this victory, it's positively legendary. I'ma make history. I live you fair when you stand on the man. You cannot compare.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Boston Butchers from former Team USA Olympic boxing coach Mark Gregorio's Boston Butchers, Bantamweight Leah Lewandowski, Featherweight Irving Gonzalez, Featherweight Camila Panata, former world title challenger Lightweight Abraham Nova, Welterweight Dino Luna, TCL's Season 2's most exciting fighter, ranked in the top 10 by both the WBA and the WBO Junior Middleweight Rashidi Speedy Ellis, Middleweight Asai Awashu, Heavyweight Ronnie Mayberry, Featherweight Abril Anguiano, Lightweight Jonathan De Pina, Super Lightweight Stevie Jane Coleman, Welterweight Jahe Brown, Super Middleweight Antonio Todd, Light Heavyweight Steven Sumter, 2025 Guatemala National Champion Cruiserweight Miguel Deo, and Heavyweight Quentin Sumter. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Boston Butchers. And now, let's make some noise for their opponents, the Dallas Enforcers.
Southside the
Ladies and gentlemen, as the action continues, as we have our teams kicking off season number 3, we want to welcome the Dallas Enforcers from former Texas Super Middleweight champion Anthony T-Mac Max. Dallas Enforcers, Bantamweight, Alexis Moniz, Featherweight, Avadan, AJ Graham, former national champion, and Marine veteran Featherweight, Montserrat Carmona. Lightweight, Malik Moo Lark. Welterweight, Deontay Brown. Junior middleweight, Mauricio Bad News King. Middleweight, Adolphe the Wolf Stevens III. Heavyweight, Patrick Magic Mailata. Featherweight, Darcy Bakira. Lightweight, Jack Sambiaku. Super lightweight, Kamara Ngao. Welterweight, Richard Ray Howell. Super middleweight, Jordan Action Jackson. Light heavyweight, Abimbola Space Osundairo. Cruiserweight, Calvin Hot Sauce Anderson. And heavyweight, Jacory Gibson. Your 2025 Dallas Enforcers. The opening bout set to take place in 118-pound division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner and representing the Boston Butchers, Leah Lewandowski. And across the ring, her opponent, fighting out of the red corner and representing the Dallas Enforcers, Alexis Monique Adaiza Moniz.
So bantamweight action kicks off the launch rounds here between Dallas and Boston. And here we go. It's the season opener for the Dallas Enforcers. And right out of the gate, they have Alexis Moniz in the white trunks. And in the blue trunks for the Butchers, Leah Lewandowski. Moniz tagging her with rights. And they may have an effect here in the opening seconds, Dave.
Yes, indeed. Big opportunity for the women's division to get a knockout here as she went right inside the jab.